Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lee Mate or Caitlin. It's nice to see you here. I have a very exciting video today. It is 20 lessons that I learned in my teens slash things that I think you should know for your teenage years. Today is my 20th birthday when I'm posting this video, not today when I'm filming. And yeah, I just wanted to share some things that I've learned and wish that I had implemented a little bit earlier on in my life. Let's get into it. Number one is try your best. In my opinion and personal experience, if it really pays off, like, you know, hear a lot of people say, like, C's get degrees. I mean, it's funny. It's definitely a big mood sometimes, but like, it is worth putting effort into uni. And stuff like minimum wage equals minimum effort. The thing is that if it gets noticed by people generally who are older than you, but people who have connections, people who have connections and power, but like, seriously, when it comes to getting a promotion, getting a good reference for your next job, getting recognition in an academic sense at uni, all that stuff, if it really does make the difference between you and the next person. Number two is good friends are invaluable. Do not let them slip past you and never ever take them for granted. Honestly, like, I feel like our society makes a really big deal out of romantic partners, and like, yes, romantic partners can be really important and a really good support system, but friends will always be by your side, and good friends are worth their weight in gold. So show them that you appreciate them and make the most of the time that you have together. Following up on that, number three is that some friends will come and go and it's okay. You're not going to be friends with everyone, you're not going to like everyone that you meet, and some people you might have been friends with at one point, but just the way that you've grown and developed, you're not quite right for each other and don't fit like that anymore. You don't have to force friendships that don't work like they used to, but in saying that, if you're having problems with a friend and it is a friendship and relationship that you value, then it's absolutely worth talking to them, figuring out whatever it is that's going on, because you don't want to lose them. Number four, don't talk trash. Talking crap about people is not a hobby, it's not a personality trait, and should not be a full-time job. I feel as if I shouldn't have to say that, but I do, because I've experienced this with people that I've been around, and I don't like being around that sort of environment. It just makes you feel, if they're talking badly about people to you, then what's to say they're not talking badly about you to other people? I just think that it's extremely disrespectful and often unnecessary. Also, there is a difference between healthy venting to let out a problem that involves you and is taking up a lot of your emotional space and impacting your mental well-being, and just talking and gossiping about people's lives and making fun of them behind their back for no good reason. On the topic of friendships and relationships and support systems, something that you might realize in your teens is that your parents are actually cool and can be way more like a part of your life in a sort of friendship support system capacity than you realize before. It's very easy to be like, I hate my parents, they don't let me do anything, blah blah blah. 9 times out of 10 they have your best interests at heart, and as you grow older you'll often realize and see that most of the time they did know what they were talking about, and you probably shouldn't have gone to that party, and they can actually be really cool people to hang out with. Number 6 is try new things. Try new things. This is your time to try new things. As much as, like, yes, school and uni are important, trying new things, figuring out what you like, figuring out what you don't like, whether that's in terms of hobbies, sports, whether that's in terms of careers. Like, if you think you want to go into IT, like, get a job at a computer store, or like, if you're looking into like being a professional athlete, like, try taking it seriously. Try it. If you don't like it, then at least you know. Number 7 is failure is inevitable. This sounds very cliche, but it is true. You will fail at things, you will be bad at things, you will be good at other things, and you will succeed at other things. But don't let failure stop you from trying again if it's something that you enjoy. You don't have to be good at it. And if it's something that you think you might enjoy, nobody starts off super good at 100% of the stuff that they try. So I beg you, don't think that I'm a failure, I'm a terrible person, I'm never gonna be able to do anything that I want just because you failed once, or failed twice, or failed 3 times. The important thing is not how many times you failed, but oh my gosh, this is so cringe, but like, the important thing is if you keep going. I hate everything that I just said, but I stand by it. Okay, number 8, this is a really big one in my opinion. The moral of life is not uni above everything, okay? Uni is a totally cool and like valid pathway if that's what you're interested in, but uni is so expensive, it's so much time, it is emotionally draining, especially if you're not studying something that you like. So I'm telling you, if you have the option to make that choice for yourself, and you're not sure, take a break, take a gap year. I took a gap year and I'm in uni now and I love it, and I really think that if I'd gone straight from school into uni, I don't know if I would enjoy it as much as I do, and it's just too much of a commitment and investment to be doing if you're not fully sure about it. So take a gap year if you're not sure, pursue something else, pursue a trade, pursue an artistic career, try and get into the industry you're looking at. It doesn't have to all be straight to uni. Speaking about work, number 9 is that work does not have to equal your life's purpose. Humans were not put on this earth, in my personal opinion, to work. That is not why we exist. We have to work, that is inevitable, because otherwise you will not survive. But that doesn't have to be the center of your life. That doesn't have to be your only personality trait. I just think that people need to be reminded that sometimes. Number 10, we're at the halfway point. I would just like to say that your body is the least interesting thing about you. It is so unimportant. It is not what makes you special, like unique. It is not why people like you. I hope if your body is the only reason that people like you, they're the wrong people to be around. I can say that with 100% certainty. But what really makes you special is your thoughts, your opinions, your values, your talents, the things you enjoy, the foods you don't like, those sort of things. Don't let this idea that beauty is the pinnacle of everything and that bodies are extremely important. They are important, but they shouldn't be, in the way that society tells us they are. Don't let that stop you from enjoying your life. On the same vein, number 11, my favorite number by the way, while your body is not the most important thing about you, it is still so important to treat it well and with respect and look after your body. If you look after your body, it will allow you to do so many more things because your body is your vessel for like life and existence. The main reason I'm saying this is because I think New Zealand has a really unhealthy drinking culture. Alcohol is a drug, as well as other illegal drugs. They're really bad for you. I'm just putting that out there. And obviously alcohol is extremely normalized in New Zealand society and in most of the world. But that doesn't mean that you have to drink at all, or drink to an extent that people might expect you to. I really urge you to do a bit of research about the impacts of alcohol on your health and well-being, including mental well-being. It's a depressant and can make depression and anxiety worse. Just look into it. Be informed about the decisions you're making. So, number 12. My mom always said to me, you're not allowed to date until you leave high school. And it was never really like a massive problem. I was never like, oh my gosh, I really like this person, like I want to go out with them. But I think that was a really good rule. Your teens are not really the time to be focusing so much attention and energy and thought and consideration into another person. It's a time to be putting all of that thought and consideration, reflection investment in your hobbies, your like the things you enjoy, the things you want to learn, like for yourself. I don't know, I can't explain it any more than that, but I do firmly believe that like there is no need to be dating anyone when you're in your early and mid-teens-ish. It's not a hard and fast rule, it's just something to think about. And number 13, in correlation with that, is have high standards. When you do decide to date, when you want to date someone, set your standards high, to the roof, to the ceiling, as high as can be, because you deserve so much more than the bare minimum. Because let's be honest, the standards for men are extremely low. I'm sorry, but it's true. That's the way it is. Like, just if a partner is something that you want, be willing to wait for someone who is good and treats you well and makes you feel so special and all of that stuff. There's no scarcity of people in the world. There's so many people in the world, and there are ones out there who will treat you as you deserve. Don't settle. There's no rush. You have your whole life. Keep your standards high. I think that one of the most important qualities and values that you can have as a person, for number 14, is integrity. Integrity is holding yourself to a standard of behavior even when nobody else is watching, so that you know at the end of the day that you acted in a way that you're proud of. And I don't know how to explain it, but be honest with yourself, be honest with other people, have integrity, and act in a way that you would if you were in front of other people, even when you're on your own and nobody would know. Another big one, especially with all of the information that we're receiving from people, media sources, social media, parents, friends, siblings, ask why. Always ask why. There's a reason for everything, okay? And use that why, use the understanding that you grasp to form your own opinions. You don't have to believe something just because that's what you always believed. You're allowed to change your mind. Changing your mind is a good thing. It means that you're open to other perspectives and learning new information and taking that on board, rather than being closed off and just having one point of view and sticking with it because you're too proud to say otherwise. Ask why all the time and form your own opinions. Number 16 is kind of similar to the last one, but you're allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to change your mind whenever you want. Just because you decided something in the past that determined your future, if that is not the best path for your life and the thing that's going to lead you to where you want to be, change your mind. This is just a really specific thing that happened to me. I changed my mind even though I was like, I've already told everyone that I'm doing this and I've already decided that this is the path my life is going to go down, but I'm so much happier, and I hate to think how I would have been doing if I'd just stuck with that, because that's what I'd told people and that's what I'd already decided. Okay, so my camera died and it's only half charged because I want to film this before the light disappears. I'm sorry if the lighting has changed. But basically, as I was saying, 99% of the time, your teachers, your lecturers, your tutors, people in your life want to help you. They care about you, and if it's in a learning institution, their whole job is to help you succeed and achieve what you want to work towards. So ask them for help. And this doesn't only go for academic context, this goes so much for your mental health. There is absolutely no shame in texting one of your friends and saying, hey, I'm not having a good time right now, I could use someone to hang out with and distract me, or can I talk about some stuff with you? Do it. People need it. Connection is a basic need of human beings, and there's absolutely no shame in asking someone for that. Number 18, short but sweet. I'm not saying that I always have a pristine room, but tidy room / tidy space equals tidy brain. There's probably some studies. Maybe if you're lucky, I'll go and find some reliable studies that show this, put them here and link them in the description. But seriously, it will be so much easier to think, function, feel good when the space that you're in is tidy. If your space is cluttered, it will just increase the chance of your brain being cluttered by so much. And lucky last number 19 decided on 19 not 20 because this is a video for teens. In the nicest possible way, nobody cares about you. Okay? You've probably heard this before, but it's so easy to feel self-conscious, especially in social situations. If you're standing up doing public speaking, trying something that's really important to you, nobody cares as much as you think. And even if they care in the moment, 9 times out of 10, in 20 minutes, in a year, nobody will remember. Like, no one cares. Even if, like, you do something really embarrassing in front of a really large group of people, they laugh at you while you do that, in an hour, they will have all forgotten about it. You are not the main character of their life. You are the most important person in your own life. So of course it makes sense that you're going to think that. However, it is simply not true. So don't let fear stop you from doing the things that you want to, and let it hold you back because you're scared and anxious about what people are going to think. Nobody cares as much as you do. So ask for help. Try new things that you might not be good at. Fail and try again. All of those things. Just remember, no one cares as much as you think they do. So don't let them stop you. Okay, and that's it. That's all 19 pieces of advice. I'm really excited about this video. I just feel like there's so many little gems in here. If any of these resonated with you, you thought they were kind of cool, let me know which ones. I'm really curious which ones you guys thought were the most helpful. And if you have any other pieces of advice, let's fill the comment section with other things that people in their teens should know, whether you're in your teens still, things that you wish your younger self had known, or if you're old, you have some words of wisdom, some genuine helpful advice. Like, we want to hear it. I want to hear it. I mean, geez, I'm always learning. I would love to hear what you guys think that your past self should have known. But yeah, so if you're new here, stick around. If you enjoyed the video, I'd love to have you as part of the gang. But yeah, good luck with everything that's happening in your life right now. I believe in you. And I'll see you next time.